The Super 16 Sports Final.
Yes, welcome to football season. The first sports final of the year landed. The hard work from summer workouts paying off, except I didn't have any time to get any popcorn at the concession stand today. But hey, we got work to do this evening.
And no one's got time for that, Ron. No one's got time for that. Alongside Ron Snyder, I'm Landon Stoller, along with our new sports director and Ron. We also have this brand new, beautiful set and a brand new season to kick off.
Got a new shirt too, popping tags on
Same
football
one
season.
for me, yeah.
And Mount Carmel area set a school record for rushing yards last season, plowing over the opposition for first downs. But that hasn't added up to wins against their rivals. They have not won the game against North Schuylkill in 9 years. North Schuylkill breaking in a new quarterback. Spartans first play from scrimmage. Trevor Minolda hurls it up top, take it to him. That is Joey Flail bringing it down. He catches it and drags two defenders, and right on the doorstep, it is Nicole Carbola. Punches in the end zone. Spartans on the board first, up 7-0. Mount Carmel with the ball now. Cole Spears scrambling to his left, finds Garrett Vernano, who makes a top 10 worthy catch, and then they'll take it from here. Red Tornadoes tie the game up at 7, second quarter. Spears, his favorite target, 39 yards, and Luke Blessing, yeah, that's a blessing right there. A touchdown, 13-10, Mount Carmel at the half. Third quarter, Big Red defense playing well. Minolda gets picked off by Al Bailey, and Mount Carmel gets the ball back. Then the biggest play of the quarter, yeah, Monaro. Oh, a touchdown. Mount Carmel area wins 25-17.
The Super 16 Sports Final.
Yes, it's week 2 of the Super 16 Sports Final. I'm Ron Snyder alongside the Dean of our sports department, Steve Lloyd. Last week, the debut, and now it's time for teams to get in the groove, Steve.
That's right, Ron. Landon has a wedding to attend, so I'm the best man for this show. Let's get things started with an old-time great matchup.
You don't have your tux on, though, Steve. You got the golf shirt. That's okay. Dunmore football coach says that they had a good win last week over Old Forge, but whatever the Bucks put their minds to, they can achieve. Down 11 players suspended. They found a way. Inspiring, yes. Season-changing, we'll see, because there's a good chance their next game is an even bigger challenge facing Mount Carmel area. An absolutely beautiful night for football against Berwick last week in the first half, battling Shamokin this week. Or actually, we'll get to that in a second. Here is Mount Carmel and Dunmore. Second quarter, Mount Carmel up 21-14. Nice run here by Xavier Diaz, and he's got the tough yardage and the first down. And the next play, they get the touchdown. 4 plays later, it is Michael Ferranto breaking free. Gets the 21-yard touchdown, and then Mount Carmel's defense there with a nice stop. Third quarter action here. A strong run from Mount Carmel. It is Xavier Diaz losing balance, but he's got the stiff arm and he's still going. Nice move, picks up 22 yards. And on the very next play, let's give it to him again. Diaz, this time breaking through that Mount Carmel running game. Always dynamic. A 19-yard touchdown, finishing off Dunmore 42-14. Red Tornadoes with the 42-14 win over the Bucks. Hazleton area and Western Wayne in just a few minutes, but first, a Super 16 showdown in North Oberlin County.
Yeah, that's where I was tonight. This is really historic. For the first time since the final rankings after the 2014 season, a team other than Southern Columbia is ranked first in our Super 16 countdown. That team is the last team to actually beat the Tigers in the regular season, Mount Carmel area. That was in 2011, by the way. You fast forward 11 years, the Red Tornadoes' first game as our top-ranked team. It wasn't an easy one against undefeated Milton. John Dara and his Red Tornadoes in an early dogfight with the Black Panthers. Milton came to play tonight. First possession of the game, Cale Bastian in at quarterback. Has some time, sets his feet, and hits Peyton Rearick. Michael Farinato saves the touchdown, but not before a 66-yard gain. Later in the drive, Bastian this time keeps it himself, fights his way into the end zone. Milton takes the early 6-0 lead. The Red Tornadoes respond, though. The toss here goes to Xavier Diaz. Waits for his blockers, sets it up, clears his way, avoids his own teammate, and runs down the sideline. 45 yards to tie the game at 6. Back come the Black Panthers. Handoff goes to Mason Rowe. Changes hands, and watch him just dive for the pylon and score. 23-yard touchdown right into your living room. 13-6 Milton. However, slowly but surely, the Red Tornadoes wear them down. Cole Spears lofts one up to Jacob Schultz. It's another Mount Carmel area touchdown. They would dominate the second half as our new #1 team, Mount Carmel area, wins it 41-19.
Mount Carmel area starting off strong, trying to get things going out in Bloomsburg. Got to get some fair food, bring it with you, and try to see if you can get a win on the road. A quick pitch here to Xavier Diaz, and that is a 5-yard gain, leads to a touchdown to make it 7-0. A few minutes later, Diaz, near side of the field, he's still going, taking it all the way in to make it 13-0 there. That's how you get a good start. And now in the second quarter, Luke Blessings come on Sundays too and Fridays as he takes it in on to the end zone to make it 21-0. Red Tornadoes run through Bloomsburg 41-7.
We were billing it earlier as the new #1 versus the old #1.
Yes, a lot of talk about this game, but Fridays are for execution, Scott. Mount Carmel area has not beaten Southern Columbia since 2011. But head coach John Dara says this has nothing to do with these 11 players on the field facing the Tigers this year. After a 7-0 start to the season, they want to use their rushing attack to plow their way to another win against their rivals. The Red Tornadoes, though, without their quarterback, Cole Spears, who's out with an ACL injury. But these guys, as you can see, fired up to try to beat their rivals. First quarter, 3rd and 2. That's Mount Carmel running, and Xavier Diaz finds the seam on the right side, and he's still going. Mama's putting that on the refrigerator. A 68-yard run, 7-0 Red Tornadoes. Second quarter. Here comes that Southern wing T. Loudon Murphy makes a move, and from 12 yards out, he takes it in for the touchdown to tie the game up at 7. So Matthew Belichick gets injured, so the talented freshman in, Gavin Marshalik, and he finds Jacob Schultz open over the middle. That's a 42-yard connection down to the 12-yard line. And moments later, Luke Blessing takes it in. 363 yards rushing on 51 carries for Mount Carmel. They're on top 14-7 later in the quarter. Southern has some injuries this season, but they still have big play potential. As you can see, Carter Madden with the big reception there down to the 8 later in the drive. Madden scores, but the Red Tornadoes capitalize on 5 Southern Columbia turnovers and win this game 35-21.
The Super 16 Sports Final.
The late night sports party continues. Welcome to another edition of the Super 16 Sports Final. I'm Ron Snyder alongside Landon Stoller. Can't wait for this week, Landon.
Yeah, we got a full slate of 16 games, but only one Super 16 showdown this week, and it was a rivalry game in District 4.
Man, I've been waiting for this game all season. It's only 15 miles from Southern Columbia High School to Mount Carmel Area High School, but what turns the dial up even more for this week is that Mount Carmel has not beaten the Tigers since 2011. Oh, they know. 7-0 sounds nice, but 8-0 is even better when you can find a way to take out your rivals. They're playing without their starting quarterback, Cole Spears, all season. Let's go to the highlights and see what they could do. These guys fired up to go out there and see what they could do against the Tigers. First quarter, 3rd and 2. Mount Carmel goes to its bread and butter. Yeah, that's running the football. Xavier Diaz, that's 68 yards, a good running all the way to the end zone for a touchdown, 7-0. Red Tornadoes, second quarter. Southern with the wing T formation that they usually use, and Loudon Murphy makes a move, and he's in for the 12-yard touchdown. That ties the game up at 7. So Matthew Belichick gets injured, so the talented freshman in, Gavin Marshalik, and he finds Jacob Schultz open, and he does the rest of the work. A 42-yard connection down to the 12-yard line, and that leads to this. Luke Blessing cuts through. They had 363 yards rushing in this game on 51 carries, 14-7 Mount Carmel. But Southern had injuries this season, but they still have big play potential. Blake Wise connects with Carter Madden down to the 8-yard line. Moments later, Madden takes it in for the touchdown, but the Red Tornadoes capitalize on 5 Southern Columbia turnovers, and they win this one 35-21.
Well, from the Battle of the Bridge to the Coal Bucket game. Top-ranked Mount Carmel area hosting rival Shamokin. Didn't take long for the Red Tornadoes to strike. Cole Spears tosses one to Xavier Diaz. Runs up the sidelines for 30 yards. They'd score a few plays later. So it's 7-0 in the second. Michael Farinato finds a spot right through the middle. He scores the Red Tornadoes' second touchdown of the game, 13-0 after a missed PAT. Next Mount Carmel possession, Spears, this time going deep, but he's picked off by Jace Gink. Nice play by the Shamokin defense, but they can't do anything with the ball. They give it back to Mount Carmel. Ryan Widener initially stopped, but hey, if you just refuse to go down, you can just score another touchdown. 2-point conversion made it 21-0 at the half. Mount Carmel area wins 41-12 to complete the perfect regular season.
#1 team Mount Carmel with a home game against North Penn Mansfield at the Silver Bowl, and the Red Tornadoes hot this year, 10-0 record. Cole Spears here, the quarterback. Nice little pass outside to Matt Chicatano, the big 6'6" tight end, a 17-yard gain. Then Xavier Diaz here behind that big offensive line, finds a crease using that speed, and he has gone in for the score. 6-0 extra point is no good. Then Spears would go to Michael Farinato. This one a 9-yard gain, and Spears one more time to Chicatano. I'll tell you what, you can't miss this big tight end here on the screen on the outside. Good for 17 yards. And #1 Mount Carmel over North Penn Mansfield. Final score 60-20.
This is going to be a pretty good matchup.
Mount Carmel and Southern Columbia. I was driving through all the practice yesterday. I'm like, man, this is the first time I've driven in snow in like 10 years. Got to go back in Cleveland mode at least. So I was like, I did pretty good though. I'm still here at least. So
Thank goodness.
yes, so the roads were a little tough. So glad everyone out there was safe, and well, hopefully it's a great matchup, because all I want for Christmas is a win in the district championship. That's what Mount Carmel is saying, gearing up for its rematch against Southern Columbia in the district title game on Friday. The players say they were so hyped in practicing in the snow yesterday. They played Christmas music in the locker room, and that was one of the songs, All I Want for Christmas. And now they just have to deliver another win against the Tigers. Head coach John Dara says these two teams know each other so well. He compared it to an NFC East matchup, and they can't let Southern Columbia be their Washington. His Red Tornadoes won the regular season matchup 35-21. Winning again means they have to win the battle up front.
Well, I think it's just the same thing as always. You got to execute, you got to stay on your blocks, and you just got to play hard for 4 quarters. It's really going to be a battle of wills, and our guys just can't blink throughout the game.
Obviously make adjustments. They're going to make adjustments. We are too, and then it's also just a big coaching plan. What the coaches are going to have to come, and then how the players come and play, and proceed those plans and see how it goes from there.
Southern Columbia excelling at the details for this big game. Head coach Jim Roth even had a post-practice meeting about what they're going to eat for the pregame meal. Talk about excelling at the details. His team trying to do whatever they can to bounce back, because this season they've had to overcome a lot of injuries. They've won 5 straight state titles, but this team has built an identity overcoming adversity all year. They can't let what's happened in the past, positive or negative for that matter, impact their performance against Mount Carmel.
We're trying to live up to our part. It's not been as successful for us to this point, but we came into this postseason basically looking at it as a new season or a second season. Played well so far, and we'll just try to continue on Friday.
We played this team for how many years? I've been playing these guys for a while. We know their offense, we know their defense. I think we're pretty set for this game.
The football forget postponed games. We're back on another edition of the Super 16 Sports Final. I'm Ron Snyder, and look who's back.
Hey.
Landon Stoller. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to be back, my friend. 8 playoff games on the schedule tonight, plus 1 more tomorrow. But we'll start with 2 rivals meeting in the district championship game for the 5th time in 6 years.
Mount Carmel beat Southern Columbia during the mid-October and kept rolling to an undefeated season, a tremendous accomplishment. They're rolling through people, of course, with the rushing attack, but the only way to make it to the state playoffs, of course, going through the 5-time champs all over again in the district championship, and they brought the fireworks out for this one, the District 4 2A championship. No score in the second quarter on 4th down. Cole Spears finds Garrett Verano, who says you can't pass in snowy weather. 2-point conversion, no good. 6-0 Mount Carmel. Second quarter, 4th down, and special teams. Ooh, bad snap, but not an issue, because Isaac Carter's like, I'll take it from here up the field. A big gain for the first down, and then later in the drive, they reward their punter because it's Wes Barnes taking it down the left side for a 6-yard touchdown. Extra point is good, and Southern leads at the half, 7-6. Third quarter, more Wes Barnes. He don't just work 9 to 5, work it overtime between the tackles, up the gut for the first down. Running the football, that's what they do well, and they keep plowing it down the field. Carter Madden in for the 3-yard touchdown to take a 14-6 lead after a Southern stop. Braden Wislowski. Let's put the chairs out for this guy. He's doing his thing, a 50-yard touchdown. Southern wins 48-18. It's 8th straight district title. Up next for them, Bishop Guilfoyle. Congratulations on the big win.